What's up guys? Welcome to AnimeKouhai. If you'd like to help me out, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel.
Mai, despite her current allegiance to Feldway, had come from the same town as Rimuru. She was still just a child, even if her actions suggested otherwise. Killing her would only be considered if there was absolutely no alternative. Benimaru didn't want her death on his conscience, and his decision reflected that. Though it wasn't easy for him to admit, his serious expression showed his resolve as he joined the discussion.
You're surprisingly compassionate, aren't you?
Benimaru and the others could tell exactly what Ramirez was thinking. With a faint smile, Benimaru responded.
Of course, a commander who loses their composure has already lost the battle.
Benimaru's words helped everyone regain their focus, easing the tension in the control room. The monitor shifted, now showing Pico's image.
This girl here.
Although she wasn't a child by age, her youthful appearance fit the narrative, so they moved forward.
Isn't she the one who fought us? Her name's Pico, I think.
Kumara, waiting on a lower floor, spoke with a hint of anticipation. Her intense gaze suggested she was itching for a rematch.
The conversation was recorded. This individual is confirmed to be Pico.
The operator replied matter-of-factly before providing more information. Pico had a presence value of 1,890,000 and wielded a mythical-grade spear trident, bringing her total existence value to 2.89 million.
This one's a tough opponent as well.
Benimaru-sama, I hope you'll let us handle her.
I'll consider it.
Benimaru's tone made it clear he wasn't ready to decide yet. Without hesitation, he put Kumara's suggestion on hold. Next, the monitor displayed Gracia's image.
That's the girl I fought. She played around, but her skills are no joke.
Geld grunted. Benimaru studied Gracia's image closely. She looked ready to jump back into the fight, but it was obvious she needed time to recover. Her wounds were healed, but Geld's exhaustion was a different story. He had taken on the damage meant for his allies, absorbed it, and then returned it to himself at the end of the battle. The toll on his body was huge. Letting him fight again now would be reckless. Still, Benimaru understood why Geld wanted to push on. He felt the same. The fatigue from their earlier battle hadn't worn off, yet the drive to lead and take action tugged at him. The uncertainty of Rimuru's absence only made it worse. But Benimaru knew better than to act on impulse. They needed to be smart about this, taking it one step at a time. Sending Geld back into the field now wasn't an option. Turning his attention back to Gracia, Benimaru focused on the data appearing on the monitor.
Gracia's energy level is 2,440,000. She's equipped with a mythical grade longsword and a circle shield, bringing her total value to 4,440,000.
This proves that strength isn't just about numbers. If it were, they could just stockpile weapons to increase values. But power doesn't work like that. Mythical grade weapons are incredibly rare, and even if you have one, it's useless without the skill to wield it. Gracia can use her weapons to their fullest, which makes her a serious threat.
What do we do about her?
Benimaru pondered the question as he glanced at the next set of data. Dino's face appeared on the screen. His expression was as dull as ever, bored, uninterested, and completely unmotivated. Ramirez, standing nearby, looked like she was about to burst with frustration over his lack of energy.
I'm going to make you pay for what you did to me last time. Get ready, Dino-chan.
Ramirez's tone was fiery, though it seemed Dino wasn't paying attention, or perhaps he just didn't care.
So, what about Dino's information?
Individual is Dino, a member of the Octagram, also known as the Sleeping Ruler.
The operator quickly provided details that were already familiar to most. Dino's existence value appeared next. His base value stood at 2,260,000, with the mythical grade sword on his back contributing an impressive 2,200,000. Altogether, his total existence value came to 4,460,000.
He's completely unmotivated.
Ramirez remarked, her voice dripping with amusement. It was clear she had a good grasp of the situation.
What makes you say that?
Benimaru asked, though he already had a pretty good idea.
Just a feeling, really. A woman's intuition.
Her comment hung in the air, and the room fell into an awkward silence. The final person to be evaluated was Vega, considered the most dangerous threat. All eyes shifted to the numbers displayed on the monitor.
17,370,000,000. He's a monster.
Benimaru muttered, voicing what everyone else was thinking. Yet Diablo, unfazed, maintained his calm, confident smile.
If you want, I can handle him for you.
Diablo offered, his grin widening as if the challenge excited him. Benimaru hesitated, carefully considering his response before speaking.
No, that's not a good idea.
He said at last, his tone firm. After another pause, he added.
It's his power, but there are too many unknowns. Testarossa managed to escape once, so we need to proceed cautiously.
Benimaru's expression hardened as he addressed the group, emphasizing the importance of patience and strategy. If they didn't separate Vega from Mai, Vega could easily escape, making the situation even more precarious. A careful, tactical approach was essential. Diablo nodded, accepting Benimaru's plan without argument. With everyone on the same page, Ramirez chimed in again.
Besides, that Vega guy seems to be up to something suspicious.
She was referring to consuming the labyrinth, just like Vega mentioned in his earlier conversation with Dino, wasn't she? Benimaru gave a slight nod, and Trainee, who had been quietly observing beside him, finally spoke up.
Is that even possible?
What? No, of course not.
Ramirez answered casually, her tone dismissive. Everyone seemed to share the same thought. But Ramirez didn't stop there.
Still, I guess we can't afford to ignore it.
She added, her expression growing more serious.
I was curious because it felt off, so I checked. Turns out, it's really been feeding off the labyrinth.
Ramirez explained that Vega's magical bacteria were trying to spread along the walls of the labyrinth. The labyrinth itself wasn't a typical material entity, it was neither fully organic nor inorganic. Since bacteria can only affect organic matter, it should have been impossible for them to damage the labyrinth. Yet, Vega stubbornly persisted.
The bacteria lose their effectiveness whenever the labyrinth's level changes, but it looks like Vega figured that out.
Ramirez noted that Vega had been compensating for this by pushing the bacteria to spread across unbroken spaces, even between levels. The whole process seemed nonsensical, yet Vega didn't seem to care.
Actually, some of the weaker monsters are getting consumed, and it's like the bacteria are slowly gaining strength. It's weird.
That's another problem.
Benimaru sighed deeply. It was a relief that Gozer and Mezer had been evacuated earlier. He glanced at Trainee, who met his eyes, and they both seemed to share the same sense of relief.
So, have you finished collecting samples of the isolated bacteria?
Diablo asked, his tone calm as always. Ramirez nodded confidently in response.
Of course we have.
She puffed out her chest proudly and gestured for Beretta to bring over a beaker-like container holding the samples.
I'm not that stubborn.
Diablo remarked with a slight smirk. He carefully took a portion of the substance and attempted to destroy it. Benimaru, following Diablo's lead, unleashed his flames to try burning the samples as well. As Diablo had pointed out, eliminating the bacteria turned out to be easier than expected, bringing a sense of relief to everyone.
It seems like once they're out of Vega's control, their vitality drops significantly.
That's true. But just to be safe, we should destroy all of them. Vega's growth rate is alarming. If something triggers a mutation, it could turn into an even bigger problem.
In reality, Vega's magical bacteria were already showing minor fluctuations. While the changes seemed insignificant now, they had the potential to escalate into a serious threat if left unchecked. After reviewing the findings with the group, everyone agreed on the best course of action. Once Mai and Vega were separated, it became clear, eliminating Vega was the only way to ensure the safety of the future. The guardian of the 60th level, once Gadra's domain, was the Demon Colossus. This violent device unleashed devastating destructive force whenever intruders needed to be eliminated. Modified extensively by Gadra, the master, it now carried a lethal arsenal far beyond what any regular adventurer could handle. Yet, against Dino and his group, the weapons only managed to slow them down.
You're making me nervous with this thing. It's so powerful. Why is it disappearing into light particles?
Dino grumbled, unease creeping into his voice.
I don't think so. But this golem isn't coming back to life, is it?
Gracia's concern mirrored Dino's, creating a familiar sense of tension among the group. Mai, however, countered her doubt with confidence.
Of course not. It's a golem, isn't it?
Mai's tone was firm, and the others nodded in agreement. Still, a lingering unease hung in the air, and Dino, more sensitive to it than the rest, couldn't help but smirk as he pointed it out.
You're so naive. Anything can happen in this labyrinth, right?
Dino declared with mock confidence. Mai, unimpressed, responded with an icy stare.
Even if it does come back, it won't be much of a threat.
Gracia said, stepping in to diffuse the tension. Mai nodded slightly, acknowledging her point.
If you think it's too much of a hassle, I'm with you on that.
Mai added, her tone pragmatic. Despite their reassurances, Dino couldn't shake the feeling of unease. Something about the labyrinth itself gnawed at him. The idea of a golem regenerating seemed absurd, but recalling Ramirez's mischievous smile planted a seed of doubt in his mind.
She might be able to pull it off.
Dino's thoughts turned to the research he had studied before. Though he'd never seen anyone succeed in regenerating a golem, the memory of that demon-infested research facility made his unease grow stronger. With the most dangerous slime, Gadra, the blood-sucking demon Kaijin, my dear boss Vester, and countless others with questionable sanity, the research advanced day by day. It's no surprise that some of their creations were already in use. Ramirez, despite her antics, was also part of the dangerous group. While she lacked the raw physical strength to be a direct threat, her intellect was another story. Many were fooled by her childish appearance and goofy behavior, but her sharp mind had transformed this labyrinth into an impenetrable fortress in no time.
Seriously, can we just go home now?
Dino's complaints were completely understandable. Unfortunately, Dino's worst fears quickly became reality.
It's time to begin. Today's special is a full course of golem. Enjoy.
Ramirez's overly cheerful announcement echoed through the labyrinth, marking the beginning of their nightmare. Chaos erupted, laser beams zipped past them, lava flowed in reverse like an inverted furnace, missiles locked onto their every move, deafening sound waves distorted the air, and finally, a relentless storm of fire thermitic plasma rained down upon them.
Damn you, Ramirez. She's enjoying this way too much.
Dino was beside himself with frustration, tears of rage streaming down his face. His anger was justified, he and his team were being used as test subjects for these new weapons. Though a direct hit wouldn't kill him outright, the pain was undeniable, and the constant assault was draining him mentally. If this continued, exhaustion would set in, even for him. There was no convenient barrier that could nullify everything, and Rimuru had designed the traps to be effective against even the strongest.
A big thanks to the AnimeKouhai patrons who made this video possible. Jared Bressler, Speed Saber, Curtis Loban, Judah Herrera, Just a Guy, Miss L.W. Hernandez, Jason Martin, Zach Rosen, Jerry Sladek, Ray Perez, Jay, Donald Williams, Day of Light, John M, Godman Gaming, Markithian Tidwell, Adrian, Kumo, T. Bush, Kirisoto-sama, JV, Thomas, Joshua Cousins, Jose Hernandez, Khalid, Christian Deshazer, Divine C. Harris, Montyboy 98, Ruben, Yuki Iki, Gray, Isaac, Koala King 93, Quilly Buckner, Alver, Normal Defate, Joshua Andrade, Gary Miles, Dragon Spawn 666, J. Rule, Nate, Leiron Sangkap, Lucas Guet, Jason Martin, Sky T, Andre Hamilton, Martin Ramos, Emperor WSA, Miko Espinosa, George Hage, Gobi Lin, Pratik Bandari, Faiz Mansour, Jackson Early, Carl Stephen Bernadal, Gareth Hashimoto, Steven Madison, Marl Barsha, Ralph Ignacio, Efrain Hernandez, Luca Gaming WTF, William Locke, Kamal Luke, Akshay Devate, Elvin Quarty, Ian Sikibiol, Thanakorn Lee Sawat, KACP9R, The Harv, Drayden Yamauchi, Joshua Wolf. Thank you so much for helping out. I'll see you guys in the next video.